Going online, looking for love or friendship, millions sign up and give their hearts to virtual strangers.
Now, for one divorcee in the UK, this cost her life savings. Fleeced of more than $100,000 by a potential Mr. Right, Brenda Park is one of 15,000 known British victims of online scams committed in just the last 6 months. A successful, self-confident woman, she says if she can be conned, anyone can.
Yeah, so with online romance scams becoming more prevalent, just how easy is it to get caught up in them? Psychologist Dr. Andrew Campbell from Sydney University is with us here in the studio, along with the love coach, author Carolyn Dahlman. Good morning to you both. Nice to see you.
Morning.
Andrew, Brenda, as Kylie was just saying, successful, self-confident businesswoman. How can someone that independent and that bright be manipulated so easily online?
Well, it's funny because basically we start off thinking that we're going to be defensive in a relationship, but then what actually happens is our brain chemicals take over, and sometimes we do things that are a little irrational because we're feeling so good. So basically there's a brain chemical called dopamine, and it makes us feel irrational in love and trusting, funnily enough, too trusting. So in a relationship like online internet relationships, we move very quickly to that trusting barrier and make silly mistakes.
Yeah, Carolyn, I was about to ask, how quickly do we start to place trust in someone?
It depends on how much you want to find love, because if you really, really want a relationship, it's so easy to be a bit up in the clouds when someone gives you a lot of attention and it feels good, you feel wanted, attractive, and in that process you can easily start fantasizing and you build up an illusion, a fantasy man, a Hollywood man, and for that person you open your heart. Because the internet gives you so limited information that you are allowed to fill in the blanks.
Okay.
And that makes you create a perfect man up in your head.
So that's the huge danger, isn't it, in relation to conventional dating? That you can just make up this fantasy, this dream as you go along, right?
Yeah, you do. And you can't see body language, so you can't see those hidden signals, the secret signals that our subconscious normally pick up when we meet in real life. So it's so easy to easily fall in love and easily also get hurt. Yeah. And not everyone loses their money like this woman in UK, but you can lose your self-esteem and you can lose your faith in love, which is really sad.
Andrew, we need some help here. How do we, what are some signs we need to look out for when we're feeling or, in love and whatever? What are maybe some danger signs that we should look out for?
One of the things, especially in this case, that's really important to note is that in the beginning stages of a relationship, there shouldn't be the talk of money. There shouldn't be talk of financial problems between the partners. It's too early. You should be looking at trust. One of the things that I was thinking of with this case when I read about it was, well, why not ask the person, what relationships do you have outside of mine? You've only just got to know me. So what about relatives and friends and so on? Those are the people that they should perhaps be talking to about money issues. Put it back on them.
But how can those, Andrew, looking for love online protect themselves? Is it about getting that first face-to-face meeting relatively early?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I wouldn't say that relatively early, but the very first thing is validate who the person is, get to know them. Lead up to a brief meeting, first meeting, as in, when you're going to meet that person for the very first time, perhaps bring your friends, have them bring somebody along, make it a coffee, make it short so there's an exit strategy necessary.
Well, that sounds romantic.
It does, doesn't it? If it's overseas, which is in the case of this person, think about not flying them to you and not sending them money because you don't know where the money goes, but actually look at a way of going over to them for a short period of time and have other return strategies in place if things don't work out.
Okay, just finally, Carolyn, your thoughts on online dating? Should we avoid it because this is a risk, or just go in with our eyes open?
There's a lot of risks in love, but we can't avoid love. Online dating is one way to meet people, and as Andrew is saying, if you meet them quickly, you get a sense of who that person is. So before you build up the vision about Mr. Perfect and your expectations are too high, make sure you meet them and can really see, is there something there?
And have your dreams shattered right there and then. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I'm not the